Hey guys, welcome back to Cinetopical. Nate here. This year, me and Strange Wing want to get to know you guys a little bit better, but the best way to do that is let you get to know us a little bit better. So here are 10 things that I hate, 5 about movies, and 5 things that I just hate in general. Not in any specific order, but to start it off, something that you are no stranger to if you watch our channel at all, and that is I absolutely hate live action movies with talking animals in them. I think it's cheesy. It never works, whether it's a voiceover or whether or not they have their silly little CGI mouths moving around. I think it's one of the worst things that you can do in cinema, and I will never like it. Another thing that I really hate, not related to movies, is couples who sit at the same side of the table when they're at a restaurant. And it's just the two of them. If you're on a double date, whatever, it's fine. It makes sense because the table's full. But I don't understand why you can't just sit across from each other. Like, you gotta be touching that much. It looks codependent. It looks strange. It's asymmetrical, and that drives me insane. Just sit on opposite sides of the table.
Stupid.
Something else I hate is really bad or rushed CGI in films. It's 2019. There is no excuse for CGI to look as shitty as it looks in some of the films we get today. Honestly, as a whole, I really enjoyed Aquaman, but it had some god-awful CGI in it. And the thing is sometimes CGI is only really bad when they try to do it like really close up, i.e. Venom or something along those lines. But even some of the far-off CGI shots in Aquaman were terrible. One specifically when Willem Dafoe's character is like floating to go down a hallway or something like that, and it just looks like a cartoon. It looks like I'm watching Clone Wars on TV. And I love Clone Wars, but it's supposed to be a live-action movie. Get the CGI right. Something else I can't stand is toilet or fart jokes. I think they're incredibly unclassy. They're not funny. It's kind of disgusting, and you can keep that shit to yourself, literally. Another thing is blurry action shots in film. So unrelated to CGI, but when you have a live action movie, there's a fight going on, but I guess we didn't want to spend time on well-designed choreography or things like that. So instead, we have our characters in a fist fight with each other over something, and instead of getting a good look at all the action that's actually going on, we just have the camera swooping around left and right. The shots are all close up. You can't tell what the heck is going on, and all of a sudden you get a wide shot and everybody's on the ground except the good guy. It drives me crazy. I think it's lazy, and I think that we can do a lot better. Another thing I can't stand is buffering and or poor internet connection. Again, it is 2019. I pay good money for my internet. My house is not that big. My devices that I have hooked up to my Wi-Fi are maybe 15 feet from the router. There is no excuse for me to have to wait for shit to load or for me to be halfway through streaming a movie or something for that junk to stop and give me the stupid little spinning wheel for a second. It doesn't make any sense. It really drives me crazy when I'm watching a YouTube video and the video is jumpy as heck and I have to wait for stuff to load. But the ad that I had to watch before the YouTube video was like 6050p HD 4K 3D and ran perfectly smooth. But this just little video, I just want to watch this 5-minute video, and the quality is constantly switching around because the internet's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Slow download times. Drives me crazy. Pretty sure this was on our very own Strange Wing list as well, but it is jump scares in film. It is cheap. It is a cheap way to get a reaction from your audience without having to actually do anything to add to the story. False jump scares are even worse, especially if it's a film where there are multiple jump scares in them and you're literally just trying to add a horror element to your film without actually adding any intensity or build up or actual drama to it. It's cheap and it's lame. Again, we can do better. Something else I hate are liars. I am an incredibly patient person, despite the fact that you, Strange Wing, despite the fact that I had to come up with 10 things that I hated for this list. To be completely honest with you, it was really kind of difficult. There are not that many things that I really don't like in this world. I think that I am incredibly patient and I work really hard to be really kind towards people. And I think that that's why one of the very few things in this world that just, it really rubs me the wrong way is when I catch somebody lying to me. I do not like it. I feel like I catch them like 9 out of 10 times when it happens, which it doesn't happen that often, thankfully, because I made an effort to surround myself with like good and trustworthy people, except for the schmuck I make YouTube videos with. But even me have a mutual understanding. I know when he's BSing me and he's just doing it because he wants, you know, his little strange wing persona and all that we love him so dearly for. But don't ever lie to me, because if I catch you in that lie, there's no more Mr. Nice Nate. Like, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to get really pissed, and you're going to hear about it, and I'm going to make you feel like absolute shit for it, and I will not feel sorry. Damn! Another thing that I really can't stand, and this applies to a lot of things, this also might have been on Strange Wings' list, that's films that are too long. I want to watch a lot of movies. I was sitting in my bed earlier today, going through the internet, making a list of every movie that I saw that came out in 2019, and then, you know, a little side list of stuff that is just now coming out or is going to come out that I want to see. And I'm right around that 30 mark. I've seen right about 30 films that came out this year. And there are so many other ones that I wanted to see. And in my head, it's just like, man, I watched this movie and it could have been 30 minutes shorter. I watched this movie, it could have been like 15 or 30 minutes shorter. I watched this movie and it should have just never even existed. But like, films don't need to be that long. I understand that like the original cut, if you will, of films, like I guess the uncut version of most films are extraordinarily long. I know they shoot a lot of footage. I know most films are kind of upwards that, you know, 3, 4, 5 hour range, and the product we get is after they spent so much time chopping so many things off already. But I mean, come on guys, you could go just a little bit further, and to me, trimming even a little bit more of that fat, even if to the filmmakers we're down to some like fine layers of fat, it enriches the film experience, because the shorter time that I had with your film, it makes it more impactful, and that's what I want from film, and it also gives me time to watch more films that I would actually enjoy. Finally, my last thing that I absolutely can't stand, and this could apply to film, this can apply to anything, and that is when people mistake nostalgia for good. Just because you loved something when you were a child does not mean that it is good, okay? Just because something influenced you or made an impact on your life does not mean that it is good. And I will be the first to tell you, this is why I don't understand it, and I think it's because I don't have a problem making that separation. Batman and Robin, I love that movie, and it is 100% nostalgia. It is funny to me, it is ridiculous, and I was a kid when I watched it. But it's bad. It is a terrible film. The performances are stale, the script is god-awful, some of the costume design is way over the top. And it doesn't mean that I can't love it, doesn't mean I can't appreciate it, but you cannot defend that as good. It's not. It's nostalgic, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong, but just because something is nostalgic to you does not mean that it is good. And those are 10 things that I honestly just really can't stand and or hate. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Cinetopical. We'll see y'all next time.